All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be in the 147-pound division with an update where Terence Crawford tweeted a cryptic message about what seems to be referring to the Oscar de la Hoya claims or negotiations for him to fight Alexis Rocha and Virgil Ortiz with Golden Boy Promotions. Let's talk about what Terence Crawford tweeted in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, I am going to do a pro Terence Crawford video. And I know you all are not going to like that you're going to turn it around and say I'm hating on the man, but I promise I'm not. Just saw a tweet from Terence Crawford where Terence Crawford said something that made me believe, especially since the timing of it, that all of the talk about him going to Golden Boy Promotions very well may not be true. Before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. Really does mean a lot. Let's get to this 147-pound division conversation where not too long ago, maybe last week, Oscar de la Hoya came out with some pictures of Terence Crawford with Golden Boy, I suppose co-owner Bernard Hopkins and Oscar de la Hoya ahead of a fight that was going to be the last Golden Boy fight that took place. And the one where the card was that Floyd Schofield was on that card. Can't remember everybody else who was on that card, but it was a lot of pictures out there about a meeting that took place with Terence Crawford and Oscar de la Hoya. In the lead into the fight where Oscar de la Hoya was there, Oscar de la Hoya talked about, actually Alexis Rocha, I do believe, was fighting on that card as well. He said that we brought Terence Crawford in to try to make Terence Crawford sign Terence Crawford and get Terence Crawford a schedule of fights that could include Alexis Rocha, also Virgil Ortiz, and then finally get the Errol Spence Jr. fight done. Well, Terence Crawford tweeted out something right after that and said, when it comes to me, everybody is going to always make assumptions. And after that point in time, we haven't heard anything else from, Terence Crawford about the situation with Oscar de la Hoya, nor anything else from Oscar de la Hoya about it. So the way that I'm going to take that is I'm going to look at it in a very favorable light. And by favorable, I mean that may have just been something that Terence Crawford was sitting down talking to somebody about. But just because you sit down there and you talk to him doesn't mean that is what you're going to do. And at the end of the day, we're not really going to know what Terence Crawford does until Terence Crawford, makes up his mind and lets everybody know what his next fight is. Personally, I don't think that's going to happen until like the November timeframe, October, November timeframe. For the last several years, Terence Crawford has been fighting one time a year. So you're not going to I don't think you're going to hear about it over the next little short amount of time. There has been conversations, or at least I've seen headlines. Can't tell you that I've heard this from anybody in particular, but I just see the conversation going on around that Terence Crawford could be in quote unquote secret negotiations to still make the Errol Spence Jr. fight. Personally, I think that is, wishful thinking. And I'm pretty sure that Errol Spence Jr. has already started camp for the fights that are going to be announced. His next fight that's going to be announced, that my understanding is going to be announced after the Super Bowl. Yesterday on Chicken Talk, shout out to Chicken Talk, Steven Espinoza gave an interview and was talking about the Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia contract situation. And in that, in talking about what the details of that was, he said that the fights are going to get announced, or at least the Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fight would get announced after the Super Bowl, which is, this weekend coming up. There was other talk that all of the PBC whether the Showtime schedule was going to be coming coming out very, very soon with the fights that are going to take place all the way till June. That came from Tay Jones. Tay Jones is also somebody that I know has interviewed Steven Espinoza before and definitely has very, very solid contacts in the PBC because he's a member of Deontay Wilder's camp. So, I don't think we're going to hear anything. I don't think that there's anything going on with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. before that time frame. And I have not seen anything that would tell me that Terence Crawford has agreed to sign with Oscar De La Hoya. So more than likely, it's just, a fact-finding deal. Also, I have a hard time believing that Terence Crawford is going to want to go into another situation where he is, under the thumb of another promoter. All of this debacle with Errol Spence Jr. and those negotiations to the side. Terence Crawford did seem in those negotiations to be very adamant about, being in control of his career, knowing what's going on. And the idea that he would just freely accept that he would just be willing to jump in willy-nilly with the promises of somebody like Oscar De La Hoya over on Golden Boy. It has been hard for me to believe the entire time we've been having this conversation. So, all in all, man, I doubt that anything is really final with them. Terence Crawford says, hey, man, don't make assumptions with me. And that's fair, man. And honestly, man, I am going to be using that with Terence Crawford in every dealing Terence Crawford has from now forward until I actually see Terence Crawford sign with somebody and do something with somebody. I'm going to say, okay, man, it's just an assumption and it's all up in the air because there are a lot of people that were just 100% convinced that he was going to, that there was nothing else he was going to be able to do other than to fight Errol Spence Jr. or sign a multi-fight deal, 2-fight deal with the PBC because, Matchroom had said that they didn't have any fights for Errol. Obviously, he had the lawsuit with Top Ranks, which precluded him from going back to that. Golden Boy was also not in the picture. And then he winds up finding BLK Prime to do a 1-fight deal with. So, anything is possible with Bud inside the ring. He likes to switch up, right? He likes to switch up, be unpredictable. Same thing going on for him, outside the ring in the negotiations. There's a lot of people that are even telling me that he, had at one point in time had passed up a fight with Manny Pacquiao. Now that is something they are saying that Bomac had said. I have not actually seen that video, but enough people have said it so there's no real reason for me to doubt that could be the case. But, he's just unpredictable. So, anyway, I just wanted to make sure that got out there about Terence and the Golden Boy situation with Bernie the Boxer has not said anything about it on his channel, right? It just, is not a done deal. And, my hope is that it doesn't get done because I still would like to see the Errol Spence Terence Crawford fight, or at very least see him in there with Jaron Ennis. If he signs with Golden Boy, I don't care what happens. I have a hard time believing that he's going to be fighting Virgil Ortiz even at Golden Boy. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Just wanted to update you. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.